Hello parents, this is Miss Rubio. I just thought I'd make a video just because there was a lot of things that were decided last week with district that I kind of wanted to keep you in the loop with. But before I get into all of that, I did want to tell everyone thank you so much for last week and for making sure, your kids are getting on technology. I really appreciate your help from home. I know this has not been an easy adjustment, but it will definitely get easier as we use the devices every single day. So thank you again for all of that. I honestly, I truly appreciate all the support from home. And again, if you still have questions with technology, please do not hesitate to ask. I will gladly help you. I know it's a learning process. I keep looking down because I have a lot of things to cover. I first wanted to kind of start off with what the district decided about grades. So, and how we're going to take grades and keep kids accountable for their classwork. So we are starting off doing something that's called a feedback form. So I'm going to show you more or less what it is. So the kids are required to complete at least the assignments throughout the week. And I will be taking grades based off those assignments. So let me tell you what it looks like. So here's what it will look like. I have to fill one of these out for every kid. For every kid, I have to do two different types of feedbacks for reading, for language arts, and for math, and then one for science and one for social studies. So here's more or less what it's going to look like. I'll have the learning target for that week. And then my feedback will be something similar to this. So I'll have to put the date from pulling the feedback from. Bob did a great job comparing these two stories, and so then I'll click over here, complete. Bob is struggling writing complete sentences. Bob's story had a lot of details. Now, although I was able to grab that information, it was still incomplete. It wasn't a complete story, so I would put incomplete here. Same thing here. He did well identifying lines, but he struggled identifying lines of symmetry. But again, he completed the assignment. Same thing here. He's able to explain the difference between weathering and erosion, complete. And then this child did not do science and social studies, so that would be incomplete. Or actually, I'd put that as no participation is what I would put that as. So something I did want to let parents know, and I will let the students know too, I'll make a video for them, is that students are required to do some type of distant learning. And if that is not being fulfilled, there is a possibility that your child can be held back a grade for this. Again, I'm going to try my best to reach out to parents or to kids that have not gone on yet. But it is a requirement for students to do some type of distant learning. Now, the reason why I keep saying some type of distant learning is because they're doing an alternate. So if for whatever reason parents or students cannot have access to technology, the district is providing packets, so work packets for parents to pick up and for students to work on. These packets will be delivered on Monday, March 30th, and they will be able to be picked up on March 30th on Monday from 1 to 4. So these packets are solely just for students who don't have access to technology. So for example, I don't expect Bob to do Google Classroom activities and the packet. I actually, from my opinion, I would love for Bob just to do Google Classroom activities because that's more geared towards their learning and more geared towards I know what that student needs and what they're working on. Based off of the packets, I'm not sure what's going to be on them or in them. I will help any kids who need help with the packets, but again, I'm not the one to be assigning those packets. Those packets are solely from the district. And I will put on here the dates to pick those up. Again, these are for students who don't have access to technology. So again, only for students who don't have access to technology. Parents will be able to pick up the packets on Monday, March 30th from 1 to 4, or on Tuesday, March 31st from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. I know they're going to do some kind of system where they are, if you have more than one kid, kind of writing your kids. I have a kid in kinder, a kid in 4th grade. You kind of show them the sign, and they'll give you those two packets for both those kids. Again, I'm going to say it again. I would love for the kids to go on Google Classroom because that's more of like one-on-one interaction where I'm able to connect with them better. Whereas the packet, I'm not sure what's in the packet. I'll help you if you need help with it, but I would need a picture of it just to kind of see what it is. Okay, so that's for the packets. And also, parents, if you have any trouble with technology, please let me know. I will gladly help as much as I can. I know there are some issues with technology and students not being able to sign in. There's so much I can do with that. I will reach out to certain people to try to help you, but if not the case, then I'll just try to get a new device from the district. They are still giving out devices, just not at school locations. They're doing them more at NAC and I believe another center. So 2 different centers. What else do I need to cover? I also needed to let parents know that starting on Monday, we will be doing new content. So this past week was all stuff that the kids already knew how to do. Because I wanted them to get used to it and get used to the system, as long as, along with me, I need to get used to everything. But starting Monday, we will be starting with new content. So if students need help with any content, I will be online for students to reach out for me. They can call me on Google Hangouts if needed, and I will also be calling students on Google Hangouts to make sure they're understanding the new concepts. Announcements will be every day at 8:30. So if you would like to wake up at 8:30 and watch them, you can. But if not, I linked Miss Lopez's YouTube account onto the kids' thing. So if you guys would like to have access to that, you can. And then they are having story times, Miss Lopez and Mr. Hennon, from at 12 and one at 12:30 if you would like to join them on their YouTube channel. I just want to kind of show you, that's all I have for more or less the announcements. But if you are concerned on how to kind of navigate through Google Classroom, I can more or less show you on here and how I'm doing things. So this is how I am logged into a student account. This student account shows the online resources the kids have access to. And then I have it dated by different days. Okay, so this is all this week. So for example, they'll click on the daily agenda, and this document will show what the kids have to do for that day for each subject. Next week, I'm focusing on reading, math, and writing. So it'll tell them the topic, the activity, the instructions on what to do, and everything of that sort. Some of them require for them to go into Google Classroom and complete an activity. So again, this is kind of more or less what I've been doing with the kids, assigning them a daily agenda so they can work through it. And then over here, I have the different things. So reading, they have to, it says, after you finish watching this Pixar short, they had to create go complete a Plot Mountain. So in Google Classroom, I put Reading Plot Mountain. They click on that, and they open it into a Google slide, and it has the activity there for them to complete. Okay, so here's an example of more or less their activities look like. So they have to come here and they have to kind of type in, the setting the story was, and then they continue writing the setting of that story. So this is more or less what it looks like. When they're done here, all they have to do is exit out at the top, and then here's the most important part that I'm going to let students know. Is this turn in here. So when they are completely done with their assignment, if they can please turn it in. And so that'll notify me. If they have completed the assignment. So what I'm going to be doing, because I know that schedules are a little bit difficult to get a hold of, what I'm going to do is every Monday in the morning, I'm going to check the previous week's work to see if students have completed it, and then I'll fill in that feedback form. So again, I'm giving students till Monday morning, not this Monday, because I'm not starting grades until this following week. So the grading period, or the feedback period, will be from March 30th to April 3rd. That work will be given feedback. I'll look at that stuff the following Monday in the morning. So it gives kind of kids some time to work on that work if they need to. or to reach me if they have any questions, or to work on it on the weekend. Now, granted, I don't want them to work on the weekend if they don't have to, but if they need that extra work or they need that help from you and you're not able to help them throughout the day, I will check it on every Monday morning. So I hope this was helpful. I kind of hope I answered questions that needed to be answered. I'll post the packet times on Remind along with this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you again.